Good afternoon. On behalf of the governing board, I would like to welcome you to this dedication ceremony. See, Bob, how nervous I am? I first would like to introduce our board members. Mrs. Joan Lark, our board president, Tony Tyrell, Gail Bungie, Dr. Roger Orman, and Jeff Rasmussen. Thank you guys for coming. Bob has not only been a good friend to Bret Harte, but also to the entire community. As a teacher, coach, counselor, assistant principal, district, and then county superintendent, Bob has helped to guide and shape the lives of many young people. On a personal note, when I became the superintendent of Vallecito School District, Bob was then the county superintendent, and Bob took me under his wing. When I've gone through life thinking that, you know, a lot of people have said, well, this person has been a mentor or this person has been a mentor, but I've kind of always wanted to learn what I could from everyone. But Bob became my shining star. I mean, little did I know when I became the superintendent the challenges that I was going to face, and Bob was always there. He was always there to help and guide me. And that was especially true when this position came open. You know, I got a phone call that there was going to be an opening in this district. And the first thing that I asked Bob was, who was going to do the search? Who was going to conduct a search for the new superintendent? And when he said that, he and Marilyn Krause, who was his right hand for so many years, said that they were going to do it along with Ron, I felt good about it. I felt good that it would be a fair and honest, I would get a fair and honest shake in the process. And for that, I will always be grateful. One of the things that Bob taught me along the way, and those of you, all our family and friends, have always had the opportunity to be around Bob and to gain from the wisdom that he was always willing to share. So one of the first things that Bob said to me when I became the superintendent of Vallecito is, Mike, you have to be approachable. If you walk down the street and someone stops and wants to talk to you, you have to talk, because that's the important thing. We live in a small community, and it's important for people to see that you are going to be responsive to their needs. So I took Bob's counsel to heart, and I have to tell you, Bob, I've had some wonderful experiences with being approachable, especially in Save Mart, when someone would holler across the stands, thanks for suspending my kid, Mike. And then, you know, I say, you're welcome. All of us who know Bob, and I've not known Bob for as long as many of you, I've not known Bob for as long as many of you have. But Bob is very humble. And when I started to talk with Joan and the board about this, I knew that it was going to be an easy sell to my board, but it was going to be a difficult sell to you, Bob. But I knew that it was important to honor a man who has done so much for this community and this county. And so I started writing the resolution, and the first person I called was Dusty. And I said to Dusty, I got this, I want to honor your dad in some way and allow him to be recognized and to celebrate everything that he's done for all of us. And Dusty kind of looked at me and he says, you know, Mike, my dad doesn't like these things. I said, I know, Dusty, but help me. So Dusty helped kind of fill in the gaps about Bob's career. And then the board passed a resolution, and Joan said to me one day, well, have you talked with Bob about this? And, you know, we all are faced with difficult phone calls in our lives, but I felt that that was going to be the most difficult phone call because I knew that Bob truly didn't like this type of ceremony. And actually, Ron shared with me earlier that there was a time when our music building, when it was first built, the community or the board wanted to dedicate that to Bob, and Bob said no. So I finally got the courage to make the phone call, and thank God, Marlene answered the phone. And I could hear Marlene's like motherly voice to me. Well, you know, Mike. But you know, I am so humbled and proud to be here today to help you celebrate this event. And as I promised, it is going to be short and sweet. And thank you, Bob, for allowing us this opportunity to share our appreciation for you. In closing, thank you for all that you have done and will continue to do to better the lives of everyone you encounter. Thank you, Bob. And now our board president, Joan Lark, will present the resolution. Yes, please.
Governing Board of the Bret Harte Union High School District, Resolution Number 2021-4, in appreciation of Dr. Robert Bob Bach. Whereas Bob Bach spent his entire career as an educator enhancing the lives of everyone he met, especially students, and whereas Bob Bach started his career as a teacher and coach at Minnehaha Academy in Minnesota, and whereas Bob Bach continued his teaching and coaching career at Calaveras High School, and whereas Bob Bach was hired in July 1973 by the Bret Harte Union High School District to serve as a counselor, and whereas Bob Bach assumed the principalship of Bret Harte High School in 1975 and helped transform the focus of Bret Harte High School from one which only served the students in Angels Camp to one which served students along the entire Highway 4 corridor. And whereas Bob Bach served as the superintendent principal of the Bret Harte Union High School District from 1977 until 1979, and in 1979 was appointed as the superintendent. And whereas Bob Bach in his role as superintendent provided an invaluable link between the community and the school district until 1990, and whereas Bob Bach served as Calaveras County Superintendent of Schools from 1990 until his retirement in 2002, and whereas Bob Bach has given of himself unselfishly and tirelessly to benefit the students and staff of the Bret Harte Union High School District in Calaveras County, and whereas in acknowledgement of Bob Bach's contribution to the Bret Harte Union High School District in Calaveras County, the governing board hereby dedicates the lower gym in his name. And now therefore be it resolved that from this point forward, the lower gym will be recognized as the Dr. Robert Bob Bach Gymnasium. Adopted and approved this September 14th, 2020. Bob, thank you for everything that you have done for us. You have been a fantastic mentor, and you have given me so much guidance since the time that I first met you, before I even was on the board. And thank you for all the time you have given our school and our community and our whole community. You have been so wonderful. You have always been there when we've made that phone call. You've been there to answer questions. You've been there to mentor people we've asked you to mentor. You've always been there for us. You've helped with superintendent searches, principal searches. You've been a mentor to many of our staff members, and we just can't thank you enough. And we're so pleased to do this for you.
Do any of the other board members, does anyone else, other board members wish to make a comment? Go ahead, Gail, come on up.
Can this come down a little? Can I take this off while I'm talking? Oh, thank you. you. Thank you. I'm Gail Bungie. There isn't much I have to say different from what Joan said and what Mike said. But I was thinking this morning, I was replanting seeds in my garden that the birds had eaten away, and I was thinking how gardeners are like educators, and we plant seeds, and you don't know if they're going to grow, you don't know if they're going to become strong, you don't know if they're going to be nourishing. But Bob has planted so many seeds through this community. And I was putting in these tiny carrot seeds, and I thought, you know, if you leave a carrot in the ground for the second year, it flowers, and it sends off even more seeds. When I got on the board, Bob unselfishly spent many hours with me, teaching me the dynamics of the board, answering my questions, and I'm not the only person he did that with. Before I was on the board, we had interactions also, and he was always a listener, a kind soul to everybody, and by his example of the way he lives and loves and teaches and shares and is humble, he has passed that on to so many people in the community. So I personally want to thank you from me and my family for all that you have done. I also want to say that every time you have spoken, whether it was your anniversary or the opening day of school, your stories have always left me with laughter and tears. And I thank you for that.
Dr. Bob, I'm not going to say too much or I'll break down and cry. You're the greatest man I ever met. Thank you, and God bless you.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Well, Mike had promised this was going to be short and sweet like Bob wanted, so I didn't prepare anything. So this is actually going to be off the cuff. But I think there's times in life when special moments and times come, and this is one of them. I don't think I've ever known life without Bob. I mean, we were very, very young when my parents socialized with the Bach family. We're very close in age with my brothers and all the Bach kids. So I think it goes without saying that your experience as an educator and administrator has been well covered. I think what I'd like to say to you, Bob, is thank you for being such a great person. I know that in high school, I remember your counsel. You were always one that you could trust, you could look to. And if it wasn't your parents, we knew we could talk to you. And I know through Marlene leading Bible study, she's changed many of our lives and paths and choices we made in a very difficult time while you're growing up. So I want to thank you for being a great friend, because there's been times through the years that we've spoke, and I value all that. We've had differences of opinion, and I think that just encourages dialogue, and I so much appreciate it. And I just want to make sure you know how much I feel for you and what you've done for our family. I want to thank you for being a great father. You've raised some great kids that are making an impact in this community and throughout. I want to thank you for being a great husband. You've been a role model through the years as we look to what would and how should potentially we act as a husband. And I think you've set a stellar example. And mostly, I just want to thank you for being a strong man of God. I think that as we look to you for your peace and your wisdom, you always have a comforting demeanor that is beyond just what you carry yourself. We know that you've been placed in your role in this community for a reason, in your family for a reason, and you've shared unselfishly for those many, many years. So I'm so fortunate we got a chance to do this, because sometimes we don't get a chance to. I know it's uncomfortable for you, but you deserve this, not for what you've only done here, but what you've done for this community. So I appreciate it, and thank you, Bob.
They usually have events like this when you're dead, not when you're alive, when you can hear it. So to the board, I am truly honored and truly humbled. This is something that I feel very unworthy for. But I accept it because you made the effort to honor me, and I honor you for honoring me. To my family and friends that have gathered here, I want to thank you so much. I have a relationship with all of you, and you mean so much to me. And to Marlene and my immediate family for putting up with my irregular hours when I was actively an educator. I can't thank you enough. You know, someone is only as successful as he is because of the people around him. Only because of the people around him. And all of you have contributed to my life in so many ways, and I thank you for that. And I look at this building behind me, and I think of all the many activities that have gone on in there, the wonderful athletic events that we've seen in this building, the wonderful coaches, PE teachers that have worked in this building, but also this building has hosted community events. It's hosted dances, proms. It's a very versatile building on this campus. So it's not just a gymnasium, it's a hub of the campus, of the Bret Harte campus. And so that's what makes this honor so much more significant to me. And so I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart that you came here, you became part of it, you became part of me. And I thank you so much. And I want to wish God bless all of you and your families. And I want you to stay safe and healthy, especially in this weird times that we're having, that we all will ride it out in a safe manner. And so thank you so much for coming. God bless you all, and keep your families safe and secure. Thank you so very much.
Oh, you do it, Bob. Come on over here. No, come on over here. Marlene, why don't you come up too? Come on, Marlene. We have had a bronze plaque made. All of you probably won't be able to see it, but you may pass by later. That will commemorate this moment. You're doing doing very well. Bret Harte Union High School District, in honor of Bob Bach, teacher, counselor, principal, superintendent, and Calaveras County Superintendent of Schools, for his never-ending service to our students, school, and community. The lower gym is hereby named Bob Bach Gymnasium, dedicated October 24th, 2020, and the governing board members, Joan Lark, Dr. Roger Orman, Gail Bungie, Jeff Rasmussen, and Tony Tyrell. Congratulations, Bob. You're welcome. And we have one more thing. Come on over here. I want to take this opportunity to thank Vern Johnson. This will be hung into the entrance into the gym. Where's Shannon? Shannon. Yeah.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah. This was created by Vern Johnson and will be hung into the entrance of the gymnasium, and it says Bob Bach Gymnasium on that. Yeah. So, you better touch it. Next time you'll need a ladder to reach it. Thank you, Bob. You're welcome. Thank you very much. You want the mic back? Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. I always realized and thought that the only buildings that would be named after me would be the porta potties down by the snack bar, and that they would be called box seats. So, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. So, in closing, at the back of your program, a special thank you to Dave Dugan, who's done our sound and video, Vern Johnson for his wonderful craftsmanship, Shannon Kalchek for everything that she does to make events like this take place, Lynn Porovich for all that she did to help organize this, and Nancy Hillman, who helped with the program. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your day.